Hi, I'm Clive from Unsung Hero Guitars, and today I'd like to walk you through the repair and refurbishment work I did on this Gibson SG. So this is the guitar as it arrived at the workshop. You can see it's completely stripped. There's no hardware, no pickups, no circuitry on the inside. And you can see obviously lots of scratches and marks and dings all around the body. Its owner Matt wasn't too worried about that, maybe just removed some of the light scratching, but the dinks he thought were battle scars and all good. And you can see that the finish had been scraped away or sanded back on some of the neck, but the biggest problem was the break in the headstock. Now apparently they say that there are two types of Gibson, those with a headstock break and those that are going to have a headstock break. So we had to get that fixed. And here you can see it being bonded back together, and after that it all set, it's already looking a good bit healthier. And the whole of the neck was actually sanded right the way back from the heel to the headstock, and that was going to be treated with gunstock oil in time. And here is the transition being formed between the neck and the headstock, and that is after some coats of nitrile lacquer. And indeed that's after the gunstock oil had been applied to the neck. So looking very tidy. Next was the fretboard, and you can see first stage here is the leveling, followed by recrowning with a hand file, and that would all be polished up so that everything is consistent right the way up and down the neck. Next came the construction and installation of the custom wiring harness, and this consists of a switchcraft toggle, CTS pots and push-push pots for splitting the coils and also reversing the phase of the neck pickup, so lots of tones available. Every piece of hardware was polished up, including the screw heads, and you can see the tuners looking good, and that's a closer look at the gunstock oiled neck. That feels super smooth. And as previously mentioned, Matt wasn't at all worried about the dings and scuffs, but a full body polish makes things look a little bit less worse for wear, shall we say. So it's good to see the hardware back in place, and those are actually zombie dust pickups which Matt had ordered especially for this guitar. You can see the frets now looking very, very neat and tidy and shiny. They play great, wonderful under the fingers now. And this is certainly the heaviest gauge of string I've ever fitted to a standard guitar. That's 13 to 62. Naturally the nut slots needed some adjustment to accommodate such strings. And it was actually tuned to B standard, so that's quite heavy. And from someone who plays normally 10 to 46, I thought it'd be a huge culture shock, but you know what? It actually wasn't, because the tension remains much the same, but just a heavier string. I really enjoyed playing it, and it's great to see this guitar back in one piece. So I'm sure you'll agree it's great to see a beast such as this back in one piece and living to fight another day. And whilst repair and refurbishment work to a first-class standard isn't necessarily cheap, it's probably not as expensive as having to buy a whole new guitar. So this one's done and it's heading back to Matt. I hope you enjoy it, sir. It's been a fun project. It's on its way.